Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. This is the Rock and Roll Spot coming at you with my review of Sicario, Day of the Soldado. Um, Overall, I kind of like the darker tone. Well, it kind of had the same dark tone that the first one had. Though, really, thinking about the first one, I just really couldn't. It The need for a sequel didn't seem to be there. Also, I did kind of miss Emily Blunt. Anyway, so the cast, we got Benicio del Toro as Alejandro, a former attorney turned CIA operative, well, government operative. Hell, basically hitman for basically the government. Josh Brolin as Matt Graver, a CIA agent known for his unconventional tactics, and he's generally he works quite a bit with Alejandro. Jeffrey Donovan as Steve Forsing, so a member of Graver's team. Isabella Moner as Isabel Reyes, the daughter of a Mexican drug lord, and the focus of the Alejandro and Graver's operation. Elijah Rodriguez as Miguel Hernandez, a Mexican-American teenager who joins one of the cartels with the aid of his cousin. He's also he's the focus of the B plot, basically. We'll get to that later. Catherine Keener as Cynthia Fords, who's Graver's contact with Department of Defense. Matthew Modine as James Riley, the Secretary of Defense. That's your cast. So plots. Like I said, we got an A plot and a B plot. The A plot is after a suicide bombing is linked to one of the Mexican cartels. Basically, how one of the bombers got into the country. Graver and Alejandro attempt to start a war between the cartels. However, the plan goes horrendously sideways. How they decide to start a war is by killing members of one cartel, kidnapping the daughter of the head of another cartel. Yeah. Anyways, B plot. A Mexican-American teenager joins and moves up in one of the cartels with the aid of his cousin. And the B plot actually does eventually link up with the A plot. The cartel in question, what we mainly see them doing is smuggling Mexicans into the U.S. At various border crossings. And Elijah is very is quite useful, as he has a passport and he's so he can come and go just as he pleases, pretty much. But like I said, the two plots do eventually link up. Anyway, the good. Del Toro, Brolin, and Donovan are just as good as they were in the first one. The new additions to the cast are also, equally good. Basically, they work well together. The action scenes are well shot, edited. Yeah. And the setup for a third Sicario movie is done quite well. I actually kind of half looking forward to Sicario 3. The bad. It sets up another sequel that really doesn't need to exist, as the second one didn't need to. Emily Blunt is sorely missed. basically, in the first movie, she was a truly good character, while Alejandro and Gravers were good-ish. Kind of, they would do bad things, but for a greater good. Now, they kind of have to, without Emily Blunt's character, they kind of have to drag the two of them into the light. And it just, the characters don't work as well. Alejandro potentially can, but you have to completely turn him against Gravers to do so. I don't know, it's just, excuse me. The fun of the character, what made the characters interesting in the first one just doesn't work as well when they're having to be closer to an actual good guy than, well, there are actual bad guys that are worse than them, so they're technically good. And it's like the sequel just doesn't really seem all that necessary in the first place. But other than Final Verdict, it's a worthy sequel. It really is, even if it does feel if the existence feels a little forced. Emily Blunt's absence really just kind of hinders our two leads. It forces them into the roles that they don't really exist for. They still pull the roles off, but it's hard to make them, good. I mean, they try, and there are moments where it's like, okay, all right, that's an actual good thing, but everything else that's led up to that it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, if you like the first Sicario, you'll probably like this one. I know I did. I definitely enjoyed watching it. And if a third one is made, I'll probably buck up for that one too. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Excuse me. Hopefully some point in the near future we might get back to our 100 Bullets retro review. We'll see. Anyway, like I said, that's all I got for today. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to social media and Patreon are in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.